Hello, okay, so today I'm going to talk about how I created these 6 abstract watercolour paintings and how I used them to explore a new colour palette. Okay, so the aim is to give an overview of the process since I did all 6 of them at the same time, but these 2 here in the bottom left I'll make longer videos of each one, and with the one in the bottom middle I'll include the more landscapey one in the top right hand corner. Okay, so this was my starting point for the colour palette, and I've got yellow ochre, I've got burnt sienna, I've got Paynes grey and Indathrene blue. I added permanent rose to my palette later and I'll talk about why I did that in a minute. Okay, so I'm doing really quite simple paintings, and this one is going to be 2 circles. So I'm just laying down my blue first, and I'm going to be using a kind of wet and wet technique to mix the colours on the paper. So now I'm getting my burnt sienna and I'm not rubbing too much with the brush. I'm just going to let the colours kind of mix together on the paper, and this makes a really nice effect. I think the colour isn't uniform and it just gives it a really nice texture. So there goes my Paynes grey with a bit of the burnt sienna again, and then I think a splodge of water landed on it, so I had to get that up with some tissue and then just go over it again, and I put some yellow ochre and a bit more Paynes grey at the top. I'm working quite intuitively, being quite experimental, and I just put some lines in there with the end of my brush. And after I'd finished this circle, I just decided to do a uniform circle above just in the Paynes grey, and that was really a decision that I'd made after I'd done the main circle. Now I'm just going to speed this up a lot while I finish off this painting, but this is a really simple idea for an abstract painting, and I think it's a good first one to do if you're just testing out some new colours. Okay, so I'm skipping a little bit of my process here because I did do another painting after this, and when I had these 2 paintings I actually decided that I wanted to make the browns a little bit more pink, just to add a bit more warmth and another colour to my palette. So that's what I did. I added this permanent rose, which is mixed with the brown madder on this scrap painting, and I'll be using that in my next abstract painting. Okay, so for this next one I'm going to go with the circle theme again, and I'm actually going to pull the palette over to show it here. I put the pink down first and I was really happy with how this turned out, so I used that principle for the paintings that I did after this one. Now I'm just going to speed this up a bit and put the music up while I do this painting, but the principle is the same. I'm just laying the colour down and then I'm putting the other colours on top and not mixing them too much. And then at the top I did another circle, and I decided to let this one touch the circle below, and then you can do this really nice little effect where the colour from the top circle looks like it's flowing into the bottom circle. Now I don't think that this is the nicest shape in the world, but I like some of the ideas and I was really happy with the colours. So moving forward I committed to using the pink on all my paintings, and I actually tried to add the pink to this second painting I had done once it was dry. Now I'm going to do this really quickly. I didn't love how it turned out, but it still gave me ideas for paintings moving forward, so I wanted to put it in because it's still an important part of the process. Okay, so for this one I drew the shapes in water before I put the colours in, because that can give a softer look to the edges of the shapes. And I'm not going to talk too much about the colours. I think it's sort of self-explanatory and I've talked a lot about those already. But I did end up liking the part at the bottom more than the part at the top, so I used that moving forward into I think the final painting I did. Now I had music on while I was doing these paintings, and it's a very relaxing thing to do once you've picked your colours and you're kind of generating some different ideas for abstract paintings. Then I think it really is something that you can just sort of relax into and just really enjoy the process. And you will find probably that there are a few paintings that you love, and then maybe some others that you don't love so much, which is exactly what happened to me, and that is exactly why I'm showing all 6 paintings, because I didn't absolutely love all of them, but I did really like 2 or 3 of them. So speaking of which, this next painting I ended up really liking, and I think it's a really fun method which you could easily copy yourself. You can do a similar pattern or something different, and once you've got your colours and you know the colours that you like, it really is quite a satisfying painting to do as well. So basically what I did was I painted in water this kind of snake-like shape, which you can see here, and after I just dabbed in my colours, starting with the pink and moving through all the way through to the darker Paynes grey, and I was overlapping them at points and just allowing them to mix on the paper. Now I'm going to turn the music up while I finish this. Now what happened here is I was using a lot of water and the paint started to collect in quite a watery way in the middle, so I just got my brush and I picked up some of that excess very watery paint. Okay, so this will dry a bit lighter than it looks now. It's wet, but I'm going to leave this now and move on to the next and final painting. Okay, so taking some ideas from the more landscapey ones that I did previously, I decided to do a really simple painting, and for this I'm just masking off the edges so that I have a real variety of looks to my paintings. I didn't use the Paynes grey in this one, I kept it quite light, and I didn't go over it too many times. I just let the paint move around on the paper. Okay, so I'll just put the music up while I finish this one off. Okay, so that's it, it's done. Now that just took about 5 minutes, but the process to get there took a bit longer, as you can see from the previous paintings. And I'm just going to take the tape off there. That's always like probably the most satisfying part of doing a painting like this, is when you get to see the edge and then it really just looks like a finished painting. And this one is very simple, but I was really happy with it, and the colours just seem to sort of glow. And that's what you want with watercolours. I think you want to let that paper show through so that you get the light seems to sort of come from within. Okay, so that's finished now, and I'm just going to put my 3 favourite paintings down on the table. I think these could be, you know, as I use similar colours and they're all abstract paintings, they're all quite different, but you could frame the 3 of them and put them together as a set. I think the one on the right is my least favourite, but I still like it, and I absolutely loved these 2 on the left. And I'm also just going to show the other 3 paintings that I did as well. I think even though I didn't like them quite so much, although I do like this one with the 2 circles, and actually yeah, I think this one in the middle is my least favourite, but this one on the far left I did really like it. I think I like the top bit a bit less, but anyway, all important parts of the process, so I hope that it's been useful to see all 6 of these. And I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit like, and if you'd like to see similar videos in the future, then please subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you, bye.